You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. You say one thing, the other person hears something totally different, and suddenly, wires are completely crossed. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the huge difference between just sending a message and actually creating shared meaning. And believe it or not, it all starts with a simple little note.
So imagine this. A manager leaves a note for their driver. It has just 2 words on it. We are traveling. Seems pretty direct, doesn't it? Just a quick, straightforward piece of information.
I mean, seriously, what could possibly go wrong? It's just 2 words. But as you're about to see, this tiny little message is actually a perfect example of how communication can completely fall apart.
All right, let's dig into this. Why is this message, which seems so simple, actually a complete communication breakdown? Well, it's a classic case of just sending information out there without creating any kind of shared understanding at all.
Okay, so put yourself in the driver's shoes for a second. This note isn't an instruction, it's a puzzle. The manager thought they were being clear, but what they really did was just hand the driver a whole list of unanswered questions. Where are we going? When are we leaving? For how long? Does the car need special tires? The message creates way more confusion than it does clarity, all because there's absolutely no shared meaning.
So how do we fix this kind of thing? The key, and it really is the key, is to understand what the real goal of communication is. And spoiler alert, it's not about just talking at someone. It's about building a bridge of understanding between people.
And you know, the main idea is actually hidden right there in the word itself. Communication comes from the Latin word communis, which literally means common. So the entire point of the exercise is to establish some kind of common ground.
See, the manager's note was a one-way street, just data shot out into the void. But real communication, that's a two-way process. It isn't about pushing information out. It's about creating this loop of mutual understanding. And for that loop to work, it needs one absolutely critical component. And that component is feedback. But listen, feedback isn't just a reply. It's the confirmation signal. It's the person on the other end basically saying, yep, got it. I understand the message exactly the way you meant it. Without that confirmation, you're not really communicating, you're just guessing.
Okay, so once you've actually established that shared meaning, what can you do with it? Well, effective communication isn't just about swapping facts. It's about using some really powerful tools to get things done. Let's take a look at 6 of these, we'll call them communication powers. So think of these as your communication superpowers. Sometimes you're trying to improve understanding, right? Like a teacher explaining a tricky new subject. Other times, you want to elicit a response. You need someone to do something. Maybe your goal is to create good relations, building a rapport that makes everything smoother down the line. Or maybe it's about building goodwill, like a company making a public apology. And of course, sometimes you just need to inform someone of a fact, or hey, even just entertain them. The most important part is knowing which one of these you're trying to do before you even open your mouth.
Let's just grab that second power for a second. Eliciting a response. A wedding invitation is the perfect example here. Think about it. The goal of an invitation isn't just to inform people that a wedding is happening. Nope. The main goal is to get a specific response back. Are you coming or not? If your message doesn't get that response, well, it didn't really do its job.
So after all of that, what's the one big idea you should walk away with? Let's boil it all down. First things first, let's just throw out the old idea. Real, effective communication is not measured by how clearly you speak or how well you write your sentences. That's just transmission. That's the manager leaving the note and just hoping it all works out.
And this is the real key. Success is measured at the destination, not at the start. Did you successfully create the idea you intended, the exact picture, the shared meaning inside the other person's mind? Honestly, that is the only thing that truly matters.
So here's a final thought to take with you. The next time you go to write an email or make a call or even just leave a quick note, stop and ask yourself this one question. What is the single most important idea I need to make common? If you start right there, you will unlock the real power of communication.